Worthy of my praise, you are worthy to be. When I am weak, make me strong again. When I am down, you set me high again. Your goodness in my life, they are new every day. You are worthy of my praise, you are worthy to be praised.
Mighty God, your glory fills all the earth. Pray to God, heaven is full of your wonder. Walking God, I have seen your greatness, I have seen your glory. You are worthy to be praised. Mighty God, your glory fills all the earth. Pray to God, heaven is full of your wonder. The walking God, I have seen your greatness, I have seen your glory. You are worthy to be praised.
Oh, you are worthy to be praised. Mighty man in battle, I give you all the praise. Lily of the valley, I'm amazed of your wonder. Wonder walking God, I have seen your greatness, I have seen your glory. Worthy to be praised. Unchangeable God, never change. You are worthy. You are worthy to be praised.
Mighty God, your glory fills all the earth. Pray to God, heaven is full of your wonder. The walking God, I have seen your greatness, I have seen your glory. You are worthy to be praised.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning from all over the world. You are welcome to Arise Africa, and this is your Dara, your sister, your minister, Ada Jesus. I don't know if this is your first time. This is our program. We run it every Saturday by 1 p.m. The previous weeks we have been doing it in the evening because of a program we are running on Kingdom Radio. But now we have come back to our normal time, 1 p.m. every Saturday, streaming live here on Kingdom Radio 94.9 FM every 1 o'clock every Saturday. Today we have a very special program for you, so please, we urge you, we beg you, to share the program, sit behind and watch the program. I don't know, maybe we speak of your interest. If not, you can as well reach us on at the comment section. Whatever that is your mind, what is your own view? What we are talking about is how Africa will rise again, how it will be well with Africa, both diaspora, both the ones at home, both the youth, especially the youth, because we say the youth are the hope of tomorrow. They are the rulers of tomorrow. So we want Africa to rise again. We want Africa to be what God have made it to be from the beginning, from the creation of the earth. So today we have a very special program with a very special invitee. It says freedom demands a fight. Freedom demands a fight. Do you believe that there is no freedom without a fight? Do you believe that every freedom demands a fight? Do you believe that there are fights? When we are talking about fight, it's not physical fight. But what we are talking about is, knowing what you want and going for what you want. God bless you today on Arise Africa as we welcome our special invitee, Pastor Kanayo, all the way from Nigeria. God bless you, Pastor. Please, can you come on screen?
Good afternoon, Abda Jesus, and good afternoon.
God bless. Good afternoon, sir. You are welcome on Arise Africa. As usual, it is a privilege having you on this great platform because you have been one of the great minds that have been, educating us on how we can rise as an African and how we can know our identity as an African and how we can sit up as an African. So we appreciate your presence. We appreciate your collaboration. We appreciate your wisdom and intelligence. God bless you for being with us today. Today we have a very special program with a very special topic which says freedom demands a fight. So I don't know what it's all about, but I am very, very ready to listen, to hear, to learn today, because I know whatever you bring have a lot of packages. God bless you, sir, and you can proceed.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, one more time. We are back on Kingdom Radio. We are discussing about Arise Africa, reawakening a giant in a black man. Reawakening a giant in a black man. I want to start by making this simple statement to every black color, every black person, every African, and take the word today. And I said it in this way, that the greatest problem of man is not sin, is not Satan, but it is ignorance. The greatest problem of man is not sin, because Jesus came to die and pay the price for sin. It is not Satan, as people claim it in this part of the world. And the greatest challenge a black man is having is ignorance. Because God, the creator of human race, said it, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Today we are talking about freedom demands fight. Freedom demands fight. If you look at it from the angle of Israelite, you discover that there's two men that represent two things in the life of Israelite. One person called Moses. Moses represents deliverance. In the place of deliverance, God will give you free food, God will give you free clothes, the manna will keep on coming. But immediately Joshua, who actually represents freedom, came. God, the manna ceased, and the Israelites started fighting and being responsible of their own food, of their own clothes, of everything about their life. In the time you want to get your freedom, you need to fight to be free. You need a fight to be free. Even in the kingdom of God, Bible says there's a fight of faith. The fight of faith simply means a fight to believe the positive things about God. For you to have freedom in your life, you must learn to shake your belief system. There are many things in your belief system that you need to fight. There are many things in your belief system. Many things that society are giving to you that is not true. Many things that your parents gave to you maybe because of ignorance. Many things that the environment you saw yourself have impacted in your heart. So you need to fight to take away those negative things out of your heart. Because the greatest freedom is a mental freedom. The greatest freedom that anybody that wants to succeed on this earth is mental freedom. Mental freedom is very important to anybody that wants to succeed. Until you begin to fight that to help you to become responsible of your life. Freedom is all about being responsible. Until we begin to be responsible for our life, for our action, for our nation, for our continent, we are still under bondage of a slave master. So the Africans must arise and fight for their destiny. You don't need to depend on anybody, any country, any community, any continent. They are still dependent on another continent to help them. Is still under the bondage of slave master. For us to come out of that, we need to fight. We need to fight. We need to fight the inferiority that are put inside us. We need to fight low self-esteem. We need to fight those lies. We need to fight that we are inferior. There are a lot of fight that you must fight for you to be free. So today we're talking about mental freedom, and that is the greatest freedom in life. There are different freedoms. There are spiritual freedom, there are physical freedom, there are financial freedom, there's everything freedom. But let me tell you, the greatest of all is a mental freedom. And what does it take to fight a fight of freedom? Number one, there are 5 questions. If you want to enjoy the freedom that God has given to you, there are 5 questions you must settle in your life. These 5 important questions is the beginning of your freedom. Is the beginning of your freedom. Number 1, who am I? That is your identity. Who am I? The day you discover your identity is the beginning of your freedom. Who am I? You need to settle that issue. Very, very important. If you don't know who you are, there's no how you can fight for your freedom. You are the one that God created. There's no any other thing. You must deal with the identity crisis. The challenge we have that people has a wrong identity in their life. You are who God say you are. Remember these 5 important questions. If you don't settle it in your life, you can never enjoy freedom. Number 2 is, where am I from? You are not from Africa. You are not from South Africa. You are not from Zambia. You are not from Ghana. You are from Nigeria. You are from heaven. You must understand, where are you from? Remember, the first question is, who am I? It talk about the identity. The second question is, where am I from? The 3 question, third question is, why am I here? You must have a sense of purpose. You must know why you are here. There are a lot of belief that people have about their mission on earth. Example, like women, an average woman that I've known, that why they're here is just to become a mother, born and marry, have children, and they thought that that's the end of life. It's a wrong belief. we must settle this belief system. If you don't deal with it and fight it, many years when I started Christianity, I discovered that when I follow religion, religion can never save me. The experience of religion can never give you a true freedom until you begin to understand the principle of the kingdom. How does God operate? How does the government of God operate? How the things of God operate? So you must understand, why are you here? You must have this sense of purpose. The day I discover why I'm here, from that day I'm focused. I know direction and my destination. I know where I'm going. I know why God created me. I know why I'm here. And why I'm here is like a day like this. And God has called me to make sure that the mind of man will be transformed to his own standard. The mind of man was transformed. I'm not a preacher, I'm a teacher. God has sent me to make sure through his word we can transform people's orientation, people's mindset, people's reasoning. That's why when you enter into our place of ministry, our calling, it is so that you can come like a poor man based on your thinking. Because poverty has nothing to do with money. Poverty is the state of your mind. So that's why I say this mental freedom, you need to fight it. You need to fight it to put it right. If you don't fight some certain negative belief in your heart, you can never succeed in life. And as I discovered that here in Africa, some people so much believe in anointing oil. I'm not against anointing oil. Some people believe in so many things. Me, look, I've told you some of this is called faith extension. There's a level you grow in faith. There are many things that you people ask for that you don't need. Because faith is about fight to believe the truth about God and about yourself. Anything outside that, it is not faith. Number 4 question, what can I do? What can I do? You must understand that God gave to you. Remember, I'm talking about 5 in never enjoy the freedom of God. So what am I trying to let you know? The final question is, where am I going? The sense of your destiny. Where am I going? You must know. Remember 5 important questions. Number 1, who am I? Number 2, where am I from? Number 3, why am I here? Number 4, what can I do? That is the ability. Every man that created, there's an ability, there's a strength inside of your life. So we need to settle these things so we can receive this mental freedom. Because that is what an average black man is suffering. It's one of the things about mental freedom that's going to give what they call self-confidence. Self-confidence. The end journey of mental freedom is that self-confidence, you have self-control, you have self-discipline, you have self-belief. These things are the product when you are being transformed from the inside. Bible said that if the Son of Man set you free, you are free indeed. Many of us are not free based on our thinking, based on the things we believe from where we are coming from, based on your orientation, based on your upbringing. And that's why some years ago I wrote a book. I wrote that book simply for African Christians who have been bewitched, who have been devalued, their mind have been devalued, and begin to show them that some of these things that seem that is true is just African mindset. It's just African mindset. Like in Africa, some people so much believe in witchcraft. And I keep on telling them that, look, the greatest witchcraft is not about that woman that flies in the night, because that one has no power after the cross. It's someone who sat you down and pervert your mind, like Apostle Paul says, who have bewitched you, who have perverted your mind, who have turned you the way you are thinking, the way you are reasoning now. That is not the standard of God. So we need to get some of these things right. If you don't receive this mental freedom, you remain a slave inside your life. Remember, nobody is doubting whether you are saved, you are saved. You are saved, you are born again. But the challenge you are having is that you need a mental freedom for you to enjoy what God has actually prepared for you. So I want us to pay attention, because I know by through this Arise Africa, many people are going to be free. You know, like I told some people, talk about liberation. The essence of liberation is to liberate your mind, not to go and do prayer in your family house or anywhere. I can't understand how we have reduced ourselves to this level of thinking. Is to liberate your mind, is to change the way you think, is to transform your reasoning, is to transform, to make you begin to see things from the angle of God. You know, many people always see things from the angle of Satan. That's why I started by telling you that sin is not your problem and Satan is not your problem. Forget about Satan. Forget about Satan. That was my last book. I've already dealt with that. If you're interested, ask for the book, you get it, because that book will set you free. Now, is the challenge you have is the ignorance. And I've said it out without number that ignorance is like a property. You can transfer from one generation to the other. You know, at times I've seen so much interpretation of Bible, and I look at people, I feel sorry for them, because that's not the real original interpretation. What we actually do is that they interpret Bible based on their thinking, based on their culture, based on their reasoning, based on their small mind. But when you now depend on the Holy Spirit to actually interpret some scripture for you, I'm telling you, you begin to enjoy life. Like people talk about a spiritual husband, spiritual wife. For goodness sake, this is an African belief. There's nothing like spiritual husband. There's nothing like spiritual wife. I know you may not believe me, but I tell you, because this is some research we have done for many years, and we have come and keep on telling people the truth. Why? Because the spirit has no gender. There is no angel for man or angel for woman. Angel is angel. And God never created, what God created man. The meaning of man is spirit. God created man, and man is a spirit. Nothing like woman's spirit. Listen to me. Whether you're a woman or you're a man, you have only one spirit, and that's the spirit of man. The spirit of man. So nothing like spiritual husband and spiritual wife. At times people will now call you and begin to tell you lies in the name of prophecy, and they have a marine spirit. Hey, this life from the pit of hell. These some of things you need to work, because when those things enters your mind, they form your thinking and your reasoning. And that's why I discovered that instead of us to use our strength to produce technology, to go into investment, to do so many things in life, we are now using the strength to be thinking about devil, thinking about demons, thinking about, if the Son of Man set you free, you are free indeed. It's not your pastor set you free. The only thing that the pastor can use to set you free is the word of life. It's not by pushing you on the head, because I know many people who are fall victim. You see, the way you think, your reasoning matters a lot. If you want to get this total freedom, you need to fight. There are many things inside your system that you need to fight. There are many things inside their belief system that you need to fight. Nobody will do the fight for you. This one is not about pastor, pray for me, and pastor, no. You must make up your mind. Because when it comes to freedom, it must you and God that will do the fight. But when it comes to deliverance, it is the work of God. That's why deliverance takes you 5 minutes to be delivered from the kingdom of darkness to the kingdom of light. But for your mind to be transformed, for you to live this life of freedom, it has a process. It's a real work. It's a work that you need to begin to work. Because let me tell you, what is all about, if you understand the way thoughts, I have said it before, that an average person you see on daily basis has over 80 to 120 thoughts that goes on in your mind on daily basis. And I've already made the research. A man of black color, out of that 120,000 thoughts that goes on in your mind on daily basis, only 5%, only 5% is positive. The rest is negative. Now, don't forget that thoughts are being molded by the source of information, the kind of information is available to you. So that's why we need to begin to work and see how we can begin to now make sure that we align our thought with the word of God. We allow our thought with God kind of thinking. And that God says, my thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are not your ways. So you need to understand how the thought of God always is. So that's why I said the thought I have towards you is a thought of good and not of evil. You see, these some of things that you need to fight. There's so many thoughts you need to fight. There's so many information that's already in your system that you need to fight. There's so many lies in your heart that you need to fight. I'm telling you, if you want to enjoy this freedom, you need to fight. There's a serious fight because those things are seed. They are seed planted in your heart. You need to fight it. Forget about what anybody is telling you. The man I know is the man that created by God. Satan does not create anybody. Satan does not create anybody. When it comes to man, it is God who created you, and he created you in your own image and in your own likeness. So all you need to do is to now begin to shape your belief system. Your belief system is very important. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 17, it said that if he says in your heart that this nation are bigger than you, God said, how do you expect me to come and dispossess the nation for you? Because you have already made up your mind. Some people have made up their mind that the situation they see themselves, they can never come out. You see, I've been working on my mind for more than 20 years. I've been working on my, it's a daily work. It's a daily work. It's a daily work because it can take you 30 years. It can take you 40 years. It can take you 35 years. It can take you 20 years. It depends on your commitment. You must understand that the challenge you have today is what is in your mind. That's why I've told you it is not Satan. It is not your sin. That is some people, what they use to build their church is sin consciousness, to keep on condemning you, to keep on condemning you. God does not condemn you. Don't go to a place that will condemn you. Go to a place that will put value. They will show you who the original you. I know some ministries, why the crowd always there, that make people to live on sin consciousness. And this is one of the tricks of this enemy. This is one of the tricks of Satan. God said, I have forgiven your sin and I will remember it no more. I have forgiven your sin. And I have seen some people in Africa, they will tell you, oh, if you see my pastor will pray for you. This is a lie from the pit of hell. You should know God by yourself. You need to understand this. There's a power and authority God has given to anybody who actually believes in him. He didn't give to your pastor. The duty of a pastor is to teach you the right word, is to help you to transform your mind based on the right word, to change your way you think. You see, I feel sorry when I begin to look at people, look at the way people are living on the street. I look at people on the street, I look at their behavior, I feel like crying. It is not demon, it's not Satan, it's just your mindset. That's why you need to be transformed from the inside. You need to learn to live from the inside. Until you understand this, that mental freedom is all we need. Like I've told you, the Israelites, when Joshua took over, go and shake is about fight. God said, there's a land that flows to make an honey. There's a land where God said you're going to fight. To possess that land, there's a fight. If you think that you cannot fight for you to succeed, not a physical fight, it's a mental fight. You need to fight within yourself. You need to have this possibility mindset. You need to begin to say to yourself, no matter the situation, I will succeed. You know, I said one time in the same session that look, some people look at problems of life, every problem that comes, it is evil. No. I've told you that if you want to succeed in life, there's some certain level of test you must pass through. And when a test challenges comes to you, God cannot stop it. But the only thing God will say to you, I have prayed for you that your faith will not fail you. And what is faith? Faith is about believing. Faith is about You believe in God. So the same belief, and one time I believe that God will not force you what to believe. You can choose to believe negative, you can choose to believe positive. It's a choice. But I'm begging you that all you need to be free in Africa is to have this mental freedom. Become responsible for our health. We don't need America to change Africa. Change Africa. All we need to do is to get ourselves right. Become responsible. Make up our mind that Africa will be the best place to be. I have confidence that before the coming of Jesus Christ, that Africa will be a continent that nations all over the world will be coming for solution. And I know that God is raising more people to make sure that we prepare the men on black collar for the last journey of God on this earth. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Prosper. God bless you for that great words. I just want to, you can hear me very clear, sir? Pastor Prosper, can you hear me very clear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you for that great word. Thank you for that great word. I want to remind our audience that the topic of today says freedom. Freedom demands a fight. Freedom demands a fright. And we are still in Arise Africa. So, Pastor Prosper, I want to ask you a question. You know that we are talking about Africa, and in Africa, we have diverse of religions, and we respect the diverse of religions. We respect the Muslim, we respect the Christian, we respect even the people that are worshiping the gods of their forefathers, according to them, before the Christianity and religion came. So we are Africa, and we are talking about how we will rise together as a nation, as a continent. So based on our topic today that says freedom demands a fight, and we have most of the problems we have in Africa today is bad government. So I want to ask you a question: how do we fight this bad government so that Africa will rise again? God bless you, sir.
Well, one of the challenges the Africans is facing today is religion. Both Christianity and Islam. You see, it is one of the greatest problems we are facing in Africa, because those religion experience have not done anything to us. Instead, it have actually damaged our mind. Because you see, what is leadership? I started saying, but if you don't know who you are, you can never lead anybody. Bible says, woe to a nation when a blind man is leading its citizens. The blind man means not that the person is physically blind, but he has a slavery mindset. He has not gotten this mental freedom. You can't give what you don't have. For us to get it back in Africa, we need to work on the mind of people. Remember, I've said that many years from 1st century, a certain man of color and sat down to make sure the condition program a black man to think the way we are thinking up to today. And to begin to see that something good about your life, you can never see anything good about your neighbor. And to begin to have that self-love, you cannot love anybody. So the challenge of Nigeria, Africa, is leadership because of the state of mind. People who are in a place of position has. You know, Bible said that when a righteous man is in authority, people rejoice. You know, a righteous man is not the one who does not space. It's a man that has the mind of Christ, the mind that think like God, the mind that look at it and leadership is a service. I've come to offer a service to humanity. Leadership is a place you can use to live a living legacy. Look at Nigeria today. Look at Nigeria. Look at what we are passing through. You can't imagine that the so-called leader in Nigeria have actually affected the mind of almost everybody in a place of leadership in Nigeria. The other time in Nigeria, imagine a nation who does not value human life. They value the life of cow than the life of animal and human being. It makes me sick. How can a nation sit and they want to do a database for cow? You can see the state of our mind. And that's why I started by saying sin is not the problem of black man. I said it again, that Satan is not our problem. Our problem is ignorance. As far as you don't know who you are, you can never make any impact in leadership.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the answer. I still have more questions for you. We are still talking about how Africa will rise again. And today says freedom demands a fight. So what we are talking about is the fight. How do we fight? How do we fight to make Africa rise again? Now, I want to come to the youth. We always make the in Africa, that is not being the case. The reverse is the case. So how are we going to encourage the youth to fight for this legitimate right? How do we involve the youth to the politics, to the governors, to change Africa? And how do we fight this fight that is in our topic today? God bless you, sir. I don't know if you understand.
Well, I remember even in the Bible, we are looking at it from the Bible. Bible says we should fight a good fight of faith. And I tried to use that word, fight of faith is a fight of belief. He said, if you have gotten any positive belief in your heart, then you need to fight to hold it. Because there are many forces there that will make sure they take away that truth. Because one thing about truth, it brings light in your mind. So if Africa want to succeed, we must study the case of Israelite from the time that Joshua took the mountain of leadership. Go and find out from the day of Joshua till they enter promised land. It's about war. There are many there are many challenges they have, and they never went back to look for God.
Yes,
we must learn to face our problem we have. We must hit our heart that we must solve it. We must face our challenges. You don't need anybody, nobody can help you. In order. God cannot bring anybody from nation. He cannot bring anybody. God said, I'm looking for one person. Now we can see, taking an example in some countries in
we're having a network problem.
Example, and some countries like leaders are started coming up and make sure that some certain things we put in place. So a fight of faith is a fight of a belief system. We need to shape what we believe. We need to shape what we believe. Watch this afternoon in a church, a female pastor in Africa was telling members of the church, for them to get deliverance, they need to suck her breast. They need to suck her breast. So what does sucking of breast has to do with your life? We need to stop teaching people about miracle. I've been saying it. If you're teaching people about miracle, we are damaging them more. Miracle does not change anybody. Miracle does not change any country, does not change any continent. Go and find out. We need 5 things to teach our people. Is to teach them about integrity, about hard work, about honesty, about planning. There are things we need to start teaching Africa. There's no demon anywhere. One of the greatest challenges we have in Africa is that we don't plan. We don't plan. We allow God to plan for us. We allow the white people to plan for us. We allow them to, I have said it the other time I came on air and talked about low self-esteem. So about Jesus, what I'm trying to do by submission is that we must change our orientation. We must shake some of the things that we actually believe. We actually believe. Because those things we believe that is not true is one of the problems we are facing today. Like I talk about liberation, there are some pastors, they say they are good in liberation, they will follow it to your family. This is a life from the pit of hell. What we need to do, if only one member of the family can be liberated from the inside of his heart, that person can change the entire community. We need to focus on people's mindset. We need to begin to give them something that will change their thinking. Because as a man thinketh in his own heart, so shall he be. So shall it be. So we need to fight. First of all, you must identify the problems we're having. Like myself, I look at myself like poverty. God never created me to live a poor life. And for me to come out of poverty, there's a serious work. I started working to make sure that some images, some pictures I have inside of me that I need to fight to make sure they leave me. If you don't remove some of those things in your mind, if you like, pour all the anointing oil of this world, he will die in poverty, because poverty is not lack of money. Poverty is the state of your mind. And I keep on saying in Nigeria here, every politician that's stealing the public money is suffering from poverty, because what poverty does, that makes you to be afraid of tomorrow. But when you have this mental freedom, you have a self-confidence that you're going to make it. You don't need to steal public money for you to be rich. Okay. You don't need to rob anybody for you to be rich, because what will make you to be rich is actually inside of your life. So once you now begin to discover who you are, you begin to think right, and it will help you in your action and every step you will take. Thank you, Father Jesus.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I still have more questions for you, so that what I'm interested. This is Arise Africa. This is not a preaching. This is not a church. This is not a religion. We are not talking about religion. We are not talking about preaching. We are talking about how Africa will rise again. And I would love us that when we are, telling Africans, advising Africa, we accommodate everybody as a continent with a diverse religions and belief. So based on that, as you said before, we have challenges in Africa, and that most of the challenges is belief, according to you, according to what you are telling us, and those are the things that have placed Africa in the current situation that it is today. That is why we are fighting. Well, that is why we are struggling and saying Africa must rise again. So my next question to you, please, I would love when you are answering it, include everybody, both those that are not Christian, Muslim, everybody, even those that does not believe. They are all Africans, and we together, we are rising together. We are not leaving anybody behind. So my next question is that our topic say freedom needs a fight. Freedom demands a fight. So I want to know, as African, how do we fight? How do we fight? Like what you are saying before, you say miracle. We should not believe on miracle. That miracle does not save a nation. Now, I want you to tell us, please, what are the practical ways we can fight to rise up as a person, rise up as an individual, rise up as a nation, rise up as a continent, as an African? What are the things we need to implement in our lives that does not have to do with religion, religious apart? What are the work? What do you advise? How do people who may not get or have orientation, may not know where to start, what to do, they are lost? What do you have for them? God bless you, sir.
Well, by the grace of God, I've been to many African countries. I've been to Togo, I've been to Ghana, I've been to Benin, I've been to a lot of countries in Africa. You see, I started by saying that the key to freedom is actually knowledge. The key to freedom is knowledge. In Africa, we must revisit our education curriculum. I've said it time without number. We need to revisit our education curriculum in every part of Africa. Once we can take that first step, it's the beginning of Arise Africa. We must sit down and look at our educational system and see what we need to add and what we need to remove. And in Africa, every government in Africa must invest in education. If we want to get the next generation right, education is the key. I'm not talking about just going to school. Talk about go to school and get what is right. And in our learning in Africa, one of the things I want African continent to pay attention is that education without right thinking is not complete. Education without creativity is not complete. We must include the thinking part of education. We can improve the creative part in education. From the first day a child entered the school, they should have a program of making that child to think right, not to think like their father. You see, I remember when I said that in one of 5 things that we need to put in our education is self-love. From the first day a child steps to the school, let the child learn how to love himself. Let the child learn, we should include it in our curriculum. I run a school here in Africa, and in our schools, some of our schools, a lot of our schools that we run based on our NGO, this is our 5 godly principles. We call it kingdom principles. Self-love. You must let the student to believe in themselves. This is what will give you confidence. We don't believe in ourselves. We must teach you how to have a self-value. Don't allow society to value you. Don't allow anybody to value you. We teach children from the first day they enter school. If we include this in our education system, that is the starting point. I remember I said that education is not about writing, it's not only about reading, it's not only about speaking, it's about thinking, Like I said, in some countries in Africa, there is no, so don't study mathematics. There are some science subjects that some countries does not study. Some remove history. You see, you can never solve any problem without history. So there are some things we need to do to put education right. After Jesus, that is the beginning and that is the end of a new Africa. So education is the key.
God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. That was really great. And I also agree with you because truly, if you travel some part of Africa, education have been a very scarce something to acquire, especially when it comes to gender. There is a very big discrimination in gender when it comes to education. I don't know if you have something to talk about that, because for Africa to rise, we must carry everybody along. Look, if when you come to the Western world, for many years they have understood that every human is the same, and there is no gender does not determine the intelligence of a man. But Africa is still yet to understand that in some part of the world. There are some part of the world where the females are being in larger quantity denied access to education by parents. So I don't know what you have to say about that, because those may also be one of the reasons why Africa is lacking behind. So we are talking about how Africa will rise, and we are all rising together. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Like the case of gender in Africa is part of what we believe. A lot of countries in Africa does not value women. Even in part of this country, Nigeria, they say, oh, just allow the woman to just go to school and get married. These are some of the things I say that our belief system is wrong. We need to work on our belief system. And thank God that today, a lot of women are proving to many families that what a man can do, a woman can do it better. Look at the World Trade Organization today. It's headed by a woman. Women have proved time without number because at least all men were created equal. We need to get us as a belief system. All men were created equal. We should give everybody the same treatment. We should give everybody the same honor. There is before God, there's nothing between different, there's no difference between man and woman. Because what God actually created, God created man. And whether you're a woman, you're a man, the same spirit that created a man is the same spirit that is in a woman. It's just for orderliness that God said that a woman should submit to a man, for orderliness. Because God is a God of order. Someone like me, I have 3 girls. I have said it, I'm going to change many traditions. In part of the place I came from, a woman does not inherit properties. But Bible said that a good father leaves inheritance for his children. He didn't say for boys.
No boys.
My daughters are going to inherit property. I'm changing so many things. The quality of education I give to my son is what I give to my girls. All of them goes to the same school. If I treat any of one of them less, I'm actually sinning against God. So we should change our orientation. There's no difference between man and woman. And we must start taking our women to school. Because what a man can do, a woman can do it better. So that's what I'm saying, that is our belief system. But remember that the best legacy you can give to any of your child is quality education. Best thing you can give to anybody is best education. So Africans should learn to invest. Even government, the budget of every nation that want to come out of this mess, education to be the priority. Education to have the biggest budget. But look at here in Africa, we invest money in military because these people have made us to be fighting, so we can be patronizing them, buying their ammunition. None of this ammunition is produced in Africa. So Africa must have a rethink. Why are we fighting? Every year budget of defense is the biggest, almost every part of Africa, and we fight one another. But when our mind is being educated, a lot of these things will change. And that's why education is the key. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. I'm really, very, very proud of you, sir. God bless you for your broad mind, broad understanding. Thank you for a wonderful program you are giving to us today. God bless you. Just last question before we go. Just last question. Our topic today says freedom demands a fight. So I just love this topic because I love fighting. I believe that you don't have to, lose hope until you have gotten to what you want. And everything in life, I believe, is a fight. So I just want to ask you a question. When we are talking about Africa, we talk about bad government, we talk about or bad governance, we talk about bad politics. Now the youths have we will say that the youth have picked up interest more than before. But the fact still remains that when the heart of fight that they used to enter the politics, when they enter there, you will see them begin to do the same thing that the people that were there are doing. So I don't know how can we encourage this youth to keep up the fight, even when they have entered there. They should keep on the fight and should not let the corruption there also corrupt them. I don't know, because today we are having a typical example. Many people are complaining. You see that even after fighting, rejecting, objecting, and when they make their way through it there, they become the same. So just the last this is.
It's unfortunate, like there's a popular saying in Nigeria that politics is a dirty game. And thank God today that there's a new orientation. That politics is not a dirty game. It depends on the kind of mind, the kind of heart, the kind of people that into politics. If they have a bad mind, if they have a bad vision, it becomes bad politics. So what we are doing today is unfortunate that even the youth, who every nation always depend on the youth, because they say they are the future tomorrow, now are being corrupted. You see, all we need to do is to have a lot of programs, which my foundation normally to do an orientation program to show these people direction of life, because some of them has no direction, some of them has no vision. I know politicians at times, they will come and share them just less than $5, and they will go and start fighting, start killing themselves. Meanwhile, the children of politicians are not even in the country. They embezzle the money and send their children outside the country, and they will make sure that other youths will be killing themselves. Number one is that we should understand our value, because as far as I'm concerned, we have a problem in this year question about youth. The only thing I have to say that we don't need to give up. We need to start having so many programs, so many seminars to change their orientation, to help them see things from different angles, to let them know that these people are just using them and dump them, to let them see that, look, there's nothing special between that man and you, that you can do better. You see, well, Bible said that a man that is in honor and understanding will die like a goat. So if you don't know who you are, if you don't get your identity right, anybody can use you. My sister, this question you have asked, I'm telling you, I feel sorry when I look at the streets of Africa. I've been to Ghana, I've been to many countries, and I see it seems like it's the same thing everywhere. But we're not going to give up. We need to start having orientation program. We need to bring a lot of educational material. We need to do so many seminars to make sure that we begin to transform the mind of this youth, for them to see that they can do better than what they are doing today. They can do better than what they are doing today. And that's when you look through Libya, you see a lot of youth from Africa trying to enter Europe, because it's a simple belief that, oh, there's no job, there is no this. Now I wrote a book, I let people know there's a difference between job and work. You see, these some of things we need to let people know. There is work everywhere, but there is job is scarce. You see, we should learn to start creating work by ourselves than waiting for someone to give us employment. Although it's part of things I talk about education, because education in Africa is about go to school and get job, not go to school and start business. Go to school and get job. This, especially in Nigeria, this is one of the demonic program that done by British, because the British curriculum, whether they like it or not, is all about go to school and get job. We should begin to lecture them, let them know there's a difference between job and work. God created man for work, not for job. By the time we begin to have some programs like that and begin to let them know that you can create work by yourself. And some people have this belief that, oh, if nobody is there to give me money to start business. It is not true. It is not true. There are some certain set of people in Nigeria, the comedians, the people that art film, from nowhere, is from their gift. They start creating something, and today some of them are doing well. So with this, some of the programs we need to do.
Time has been fast spent.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Pastor Prosper. Thank you for coming. God bless you for a wonderful program. It is a privilege to have you on the platform. And I will not say goodbye, because I know very soon I will also have you here to continue with the topic, or to bring a similar topic, to elaborate it well. As you all know, this is Arise Africa. And today we are just discussing freedom demands a fight. Every freedom demands a fight. When we are talking about freedom, we are talking about how you can rise again. That place you are, that level we are as a person, as a nation, as a continent, we need to fight and move forward. And how do we do it? By the government, starting from the government, as according to our special guest have said, bringing up a standard education that is that will reach to every person, independent of the level of your economic level, and bringing up a substantial education, not only going to school but coming out with great intellectuals and great minds and great intelligence. That is the basic of a rising of any man, any nation. And as a father, as a mother, as a parent, or as a brother, as a sister, as a man, as a woman, as a nation, as a continent, as our guest said today, every gender is important. We should learn, we should give importance to especially the women in Africa. They should start going to school. They should start, they can do greater things. It has been proven. As he said, World Trade today is led by a woman. So the next woman might be your daughter. So don't deny her of that great privilege, because you don't know what God has placed in her. We are still on Arise Africa. Don't forget that next week by Saturday by 1 p.m. we are still going to be here to treat a different topic for how Africa will rise again. Don't forget to join us on Instagram or our Kingdom Radio 94.9 FM. You can also follow us up on YouTube page, Kingdom Radio 94.9 FM. Also on Facebook, where we stream live, and we are streaming live now on Kingdom Radio 94.9 FM. I still remain your daughter, your sister, your minister, Ada Jesus. God bless you, and thank you for joining me.